What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with Let's Get Into the Blogs. This is going to be the hot topics for the week of January 27th through February the 2nd, you guys. So we are already in February. That's wild, right? January did seem like a long month, but hey, we are in February officially. Now, before we go ahead and get into these topics, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is, you guys. So the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is next Sunday out there in Vegas, you guys. Let me know if anybody's going out there to go, watch the game. I know those tickets are like astronomically high. I have never been to a Super Bowl, but I know there was a year that it was here in Dallas. And I remember thinking like, oh, I might go to the Super Bowl. Looked at them tickets. I was like, yeah, no, because I was in college at the time. So I was like, can't do that. But what I could do is go to the parties. Didn't even do that year either, right? Did not go to the parties. It was the Super Bowl that the one year. Then they came back and did the All-Star game here. And I was like, okay, me and my friends were like, yeah, we're going to go up there. We're going to go, go out. Because, man, back in that day, because it was 2009 and I think it was like '09 and 2010, respectively, right? It was back to back. And at that time, there were like some big hot clubs up here in Dallas. Like there was a club called Club Cirque. What else was there? It was Cirque. It was one that had one of the names like of hell. I can't remember what the name of that club was, but I know that it's since closed too. Damn, what was the name of that club? Was it no? It wasn't Inferno, but it had, like I said, it had a hellish name, right? But man, all the clubs back in the day that people used to go to. I know Club Circus closed. I know that's closed. But yeah, you guys, like I said, the game is in Vegas next Sunday. Like I said, are you guys going? If you're not going, are you guys watching? And the matchup is going to be between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, you guys. So this is the second time that they're meeting up with each other. And for me personally, I'm not a fan of either Kansas City or of the Chiefs, right? No, not a fan of either one of those teams. I prefer, I like the Eagles. I like I don't, and the crazy part is, I don't like the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I do like the Eagles. I do like the Hawks. I Anybody but Dallas, right? But I'm an Eagles. I'm an Eagles boy, right? I like the Eagles. That is a team that I do love. But as far as the 49ers and the Chiefs, good luck to both teams, right? And then you guys know that Usher is going to be the halftime performer, right? I am really, 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 really interested. I'm so ready for Usher to perform. If you guys have never saw Usher perform, the man does an amazing job. Like, cause I went to the Confessions tour. My God, can you guys believe that? The Confessions tour. You guys remember the Confessions was what, '04? Man, I think back to that. So yeah, I went to see him when he went to the Confessions tour, right? I actually remember where, I don't remember actually. I still have the ticket too, but it was here in Dallas. It was at the American Airlines Center. That was a packed house, right? And it was in the summer too, because it was just after my birthday. So I feel like he came towards the end of July. Early August. I have to look and see when it was, but that's what he did. So there's a new album that Usher has coming out. I did see it. When I was listening to my iTunes, I did see it pop up that I think it'll be out this week. I'm interested in it, you guys. I love Usher. I'm a big, huge Usher fan. So hopefully he's gonna be going on tour soon because I want to go see him again. It's been like I said, I haven't saw Usher since '04 for a confession. So I'm interested. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I am here for it. But I definitely want you guys to drop down in the comment section and let me know. What are you guys most looking forward to for the Super Bowl? What are you guys going to be cooking? Let me know that in the comment section as well. Yeah, let me know if you guys are, who you guys are rooting for with the 49ers and Chiefs. Let me know if you guys are interested, are you ready for Usher's performance? And that's that, you guys. Now we'll pause here and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So what I want to do next is I want to do a little bit of political talk, you guys. You guys know I've been saying that I'm not going to get myself worked up, and I'm sticking with that, right? I'm going to stick with not getting myself worked up. But this is just something that I just could not go without talking about. You guys again know that we're in an election year, right? And we have two people, well, one person actually. We have one person out there on the campaign trail, and the only thing I think that she's managing to do is one, make herself look ridiculously stupid, and be a thorn in whose backside, right? So this week, Nikki Haley, I don't remember which day it was, but one day this week, she went down to the Breakfast Club, right? And she spoke with Charlemagne and she spoke to Envy, right? And we'll talk about the Breakfast Club a little bit later as well. But she went down there to talk to those two, right? The things that come out of her mouth, I'm starting to realize what she's doing, right? Because at first I was like, I'm like, I know this woman is intelligent, and I know she's, but then I've been I kind of knew what she was doing, but it's becoming more evident what she's doing. The woman is pandering to that MAGA base, right? So if she feels like if she says there's no racism in the country, then that'll get those people like, oh, she's on our side. She's on our side. So she's championing for those votes. And I also do believe that she is championing. God, I can't get that word out. But I do believe she's, champion and campaigning for the vice president, his vice presidential pick, right? I think that that's also something that she's doing. Yes, she takes digs at him, but at the same time, I also feel like she's like, okay, let me take a little subtle dig at him, and then, back it up like, oh, the Civil War, it wasn't because of slavery. Oh, this country isn't a racist country when it was built on racism. And the latest thing that she said, I saw it on The View the other day, she was essentially, and this is me paraphrasing by the way, but she was essentially saying that all the division in this country, and again, this is paraphrasing, this is not a direct quote from her, it's me paraphrasing, but she alluded to the fact that none of this stuff was happening until President Obama became the president. And I was like, you've got to be in with me, lady. Like, the thing that blows me with Nikki Haley is you denounce the race. You're like, no, you don't denounce it. You uphold it. You uphold racism, but then you double back on on it and start to say, well, I was treated like this, and I experienced racism. If you can experience racism, then that means that there is racism in this country, right? We're not saying that everybody is racist, but there are people that are racist. And The other thing I have an issue with is I feel like people are trying to whitewash and erase history, you know? And that is dangerous in itself as well to do that, to go that route, to do something like that. And when they talk about the kids, the kids will feel like they are at wrong. No, it's not. Y'all are just being willfully obtuse. To keep things from happening again, you educate people on it. And that's really all I got to say. But like I said, I do believe that she is, vying for. I do not believe that she, I don't, I know that woman can't believe that she has, at this point, any hopes of being the presidential nominee when I mean, again, let me say this like I said last week, right? The polls. We don't look at the polls, don't listen to the polls, right? The polls can't tell you how you're gonna vote. But it does, things do look like we're gonna get a rematch of the 2020 election, and that is with who and Joe Biden. So, like, I ultimately just think that she's vying for a VP position. I really do think that that's what that woman is vying for. But hey, feel free to, give your 2 cents in the comments section, right? And then also, you guys, since we're still talking about a little bit of political stuff, let's, extend a rest in peace to those 3 soldiers that were take unalived over there in Jordan, right? So the enemy drone, it's an enemy drone, right? That I guess they saw it, but they thought it was one of their drones. I can't remember. Let me read the report. But yeah, it was 3 soldiers. It says U.S. forces have may have. Oh yeah, it says U.S. forces may have mistaken an enemy drone for an American one and let it pass unchallenged into a desert base in Jordan, where it unalived 3 U.S. soldiers and wounded dozens more, officials said Monday. Details of the Sunday attack emerged as President Biden faced a difficult balancing act, blaming Iran and looking to strike back in a forceful way without causing any further escalation of the Gaza conflict, you guys. Let me see if I can find the names of those that were the 3. Let me see if I can find their names. If I can't find their names, I do apologize, but I just want to say rest in peace to those 3 that were, and I know they were pretty young. I know one of the younger ones was in their 20s. That is something like, oh my God! I told you guys a story about when they used to come to my high school trying to recruit, and that was one of the things that I said to them, man. I was like, I do not want to go to war. I do not want to go to war. I'm not ready to, meet my maker. So absolutely not. And he was like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. And I have friends who have been deployed. No, my cousin went to Bahrain. So yeah, no, I was good on that. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about. Tell me your thoughts about Nikki Haley. Like I said, rest in peace to those 3 soldiers. And we'll pause here and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So since I was just talking about the Breakfast Club, let's talk about the Breakfast Club. Very interesting. I'm still kind of confused because when I think about it, it was an interesting rollout. Now you guys remember a few weeks ago, Just Hilarious. I don't know where she was, right? But I do remember that Quicksilver from Love and Marriage DC, he was DJing, right? And Jess had announced that she would be the official third co-host of The Breakfast Club, right? And then after that, it just went radio silent. And I was like, okay. And then people started saying, yeah, Jess got ahead of herself. Jess didn't get that job. And I was like, and I was thinking to myself, like, ooh, did she speak too soon, right? Because literally, you didn't see her on the Breakfast Club for quite a while. And I was like, ooh, did she announce way too soon? Like, should she have let them announce it before she blurted it out to a room full of people? Because at that point, it was like, ooh, it's egg on your face. Now, let me also say this. When it comes to Jess Hilarious, I'm not the biggest fan of Jess. Do I think Jess is funny? Not really, right? No shade to her. What I will say about Jess is I do find her Jess with the mess and my news is real. I've always found that quite funny, right? But as far as just her in general, not I don't think she's that funny, right? I do follow Jess on Instagram, but again, like I said, sometimes just I can be like, okay, that's funny, but then other times it's like a complete miss for me with Jess. You guys can tell me what you think, right? Now, the interesting thing happened this week. I can't remember what day it was, but again, remember I just told you guys I follow Jess, right? So I saw it as I was walking outside to go, I was going to work, and I was on Instagram, and I just happened to scroll, and I saw Jess Hilarious, right? Or it could have, I think it might have been her or one of the blogs that picked it up. But there was this, promotion that's been rolling out, right? I know it was her Instagram where I saw the video with the sound bites of people talking about her, right? I know one of them was Tasha K, and there was a slew of other people, right? And they were basically talking about, did she get ahead of herself? Well, turns out she did not get ahead of herself because she is, in fact, the third co-host of The Breakfast Club, right? And you see the photo shoot that they did. It's a big chair. It's her sitting in a chair, and Charlemagne and Envy on the side of her. And I was like, that's that's very interesting, right? But okay, I mean, once again, congratulations to her. But why did they go that route? Was that to drum up some, get people to be like, oh, so, because I'm still confused why they went that route of her announcing it. Now, my grandmother always say, grandmother always told me, never announce, never do stuff like never, for me, like when it comes to jobs, right? Don't quit one job before for a fact you got that, because I actually did that once before. Ooh, I did that, and I didn't regret it, but I definitely did do that. Like, there was this one job that I had applied for, and I thought I was like, I got this one, right? Didn't get the damn job. Quit my other one. I was like, ooh, I done quit this damn job, and now I didn't get this one. But the good thing was the job, one of my old jobs that I had. I was like, my grandma was like, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, well, I was like, I hated that job. I was like, I hated that job, so I didn't want to work there anymore. And she's like, I get that, but you should have kept that job. I was like, and I also can go get one of my old jobs back, because I used to work for Abercrombie and Fitch back in the day, right? And the manager at that store, he liked me. He knew how good my work ethic was. So he always told me, because that's what happened once before. Because I actually tried to quit that job because I worked at a bank in my hometown when I was in college. I got that job paid $10 an hour, and I was like, for somebody my age making $10 an hour, that's really good. And especially at that time, me being in college, and me living at home with my mama, and me living in my hometown, $10 an hour was really good for me at that time. Today, in my hometown, $10 an hour, I don't know where the fuck you going with it. Even if you are in college, I don't know what you doing with that. Because, but, and we got paid every week, so that's why it was a good thing for me. But yeah, I tried to quit that job, and he was like, no, sir. He was like, no. He was like, don't quit. He was like, I'll keep your name in the system. He's like, if you want to come and work on, part time on the weekends, you can do that. I was like, okay, cool. I said, we'll do that. And that's what I did. I did that for about a whole year, because I would just go in, if I wanted to pick up an extra shift, he would be like, what's up? I was like, just coming to see if you got any hours. He'd let me look. He'd be like, let me look. And so he would look. He'd be like, I got some. Actually, there was one day I remember like it was yesterday. There was one day, it was a Friday. I went in because I didn't. On Fridays I worked half a day at the bank, so I went in at the class and I was like, I don't have to go to my job until 5 o'clock, because I work from And that's the other thing. I worked on Friday. I only worked 2 hours out of it. I think I worked 2 hours. So I worked from 5 until, no, it was 4 to 6. So I worked 2 hours on Friday. And most Fridays, the work would be done by the time I got there. So I really wouldn't have to do much. I would go in. Actually, they would call me, be like, all the work is done, so you don't have to come in. And that's actually what happened. The work was done. They knew that it was done at 3 o'clock, so they were like, you don't have to come. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, let me go to the mall, because I used to work at Abercrombie Fitch Mall. So I was like, let me go to the mall and see, if old Thomas got some work for me. He was like, I got something to ask you if you want to come in right now. I was like, sure, I don't mind. And then he was like, and then we looked at the schedule. He was like, I got Saturday and Sunday. I was like, I'll take those too. So, yeah, that long ass story, I said all of that just to say with Jess, I still don't understand what the hell that rollout was like. So we can say that she did not announce too early. I just don't know, or maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe she did announce too early, but maybe she didn't. Maybe that was their plan. But was it for, again, what was it for? Was it for any kind of publicity? Because I'll tell you guys right here, right now, I don't listen to the Breakfast Club. There's only one time that I've listened to the Breakfast Club, and that was when I went to Houston one day, because there's a radio station down there in Houston. I think it's 104.5. I about to say K104. That's here in Dallas, but they have their station 104.5 down there in Houston. Their morning show is the Breakfast Club, and I happen to listen then. Other than that, I don't listen to the Breakfast Club. I don't watch them on YouTube. I did not, like, even with that Nikki Haley stuff, I did not thoroughly I didn't even watch that. I saw a clip of her on The View. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comment section below, you guys. We'll pause here and we'll move forward to the next story. All right, you guys. So next thing that I want to talk about is Drea. Yeah, I've been on Drea's ass all week long. My God, today. So here's the thing. Is it weird? Is it odd? Is it creepy if she's dating someone that is the same age as her son, 21 years old? Yes, it is. But let's also say right here, right quick, that older men do it all the time. It ain't no more creepier than when an older man gets with a younger woman, right? But it's something that's been done for years and years and years, right? So the newest thing is, like I said, Drea. She is supposedly dating this, I forgot what the guy's name is, but she's dating this basketball player, right? And she was at the basketball game, I think last week or the week before, right? And somebody saw her walking out. She had on these big ass overalls, and I was like, oh my God. So now the people are, talking about Drea's pregnant. Drea's pregnant with that boy's baby, and it's just a cash grab. And she is. Wait a minute. And even even Joe Budden has something to say about it. It's like, okay, you guys, I get it. I get it. I get it. Right? Is it disturbing? Yeah. But as I said, it's no more disturbing than when the men do it. Because like I said, men have been doing that since the beginning of time. Getting with younger women, as Rock say, spreading their worms. So, I mean, I don't know. But Drea did she did a boomerang this week where she's showing that her stomach is flat. She took a picture, but she had her hand over her stomach, and I was like, So everybody's like, she's doing what Hallie did. I was like, oh my God, can't we let that. Speaking of Hallie, I love Hallie, right? I love Hallie. I love Hallie. I love Hallie. I love Hallie. Ma'am, please, once again, this is me saying this in the nicest of ways. Hallie, baby, keep your maternity stuff. Keep your maternity stuff and your postpartum stuff to yourself. I'm tired of seeing you with these videos, right? You showed us that one picture where you was kneeled down that you photoshopped it. We knew that. Obviously, now that you're telling us you had a baby, we knew that, right? Then you and these videos, we're happy for you. Congratulations on Halo, right? Stop it. Take us out of the group chat, sis. Then you get. This is my problem with Hallie, right? Hallie wanted to get mad. She wanted to go at people on Twitter who was talking about her. Hallie, once again, my love, beloved, keep us out of the goddamn group text. We're happy for you. Absolutely, ecstatic for you. We just don't care anymore at this point because here's my thing. I get it. You wanted to protect your peace. You want to protect your pregnancy, right? And that's fine. And you came out and you revealed that you had a son. That's fine. But the question that I now have is why do you now want to show us, after you've had the baby, the photos, the videos, the maternity shoot, all that stuff? We don't want to see it. And like I said, there were a lot of us who weren't really all up in your uterus like that. So, people, there were a lot of people who were like, if she's pregnant, she's pregnant. If she ain't, hell, she ain't. We don't care. That ain't my body. That ain't got nothing to do with us, right? Now that you've had your baby, I'm still on the wavelength of she was pregnant. We knew. I think a lot of us kind of speculated that she was pregnant, but a lot of us just didn't really care. People like, eventually if she's pregnant, she's gonna have to reveal the baby. She's gonna have to reveal something, but that was her business, her and DDG's business. Now it's everybody's business. It's like, my God, girl, I want to block the things that I want to block in 2024. Halle Bailey, Blueface, and Krishan. My God, today, I want those two off. Well, you know what? We ain't got to worry about him because he in jail currently. I think until July. I want her to stay off my screen too. I want her to stay off my timeline. I just want to block that girl. Then she got that stupid ass new tattoo on her face of him. I was like, baby, didn't you just get the one on your neck covered up, and now you done got one on your face? My God, today, just a little silly ass heifer. But hey, if she like it, I love it. Back to, because I done went all the way around the world. Back to Drea. If Drea's pregnant, I mean, there's nothing anybody can do. If she is, that is her decision and his. Is it creepy? Absolutely. I just said it a few minutes ago. But the problem that I have is that's a grown ass man. He's 21 years old. And if he did in fact get her pregnant, then what else can we say? Somebody obviously didn't tell him, like, watch out for certain women. Not saying this about all women, right? But watch out for certain women. Certain women will see that you're going pro. Certain women will try to trap you with having a baby, so that way they can have child support for at least 18 years, right? So it is what it is. If she's pregnant, congratulations. If she's not, congratulations. But I don't really feel one way. I feel, like I said, I feel the same way that I feel the same way that I feel about a man getting with a younger woman, an older man getting with a young woman, like I feel about this. Is it weird? Yes. Do I get it? No. Is it something that's bothering me? Nope. So since it ain't bothering me, it ain't bothering me, it ain't hurting me, it ain't affecting me, it ain't doing shit to my life, I don't give a fuck. Period, you guys. That's just my philosophy. Like I said, if you ain't hurting the elderly, you ain't stealing from people, taking money from people, hurting children, any of that shit, if you ain't done none of that, then I can't be bothered to care, right? It ain't my life. It ain't nothing for me to agree with. Like, I don't have to agree with what Drea and this young man are doing. If they doing it, they doing it. If they've done it, they've done it. If they're having a baby, they're having a baby. If they're not, then they're not. But hey, that's all I got. You guys will tell me how you feel in the comment section below, and we will pause here and move on. All right, you guys. So the next story that I have, it comes from TMZ, right? And I know that Tiana did something on her Instagram stories last week addressing this TMZ thing, but we'll talk about it. And I don't have the screenshot. I don't remember what she said on her stories. So if you guys know, you can definitely jump down in the comment section and let me know. But it says here that Tiana Taylor says Iman Shumpert playing dirty in their divorce war, claiming he's slowly shutting down all the utilities in her home where she lives with her 2 children. Oh, wow. Iman. Really? So, TMZ Hip Hop has learned in a new court filing, Tiana's attorney says she woke up this month in her Georgia home they used to share, only to discover the Wi-Fi and cable was cut off, and 1 day later, the water stopped running, and she's fully laying blame on Iman. Oh my God. According to the docs obtained by TMZ Hip Hop, Iman moved out back in October, and shortly thereafter, Iman's brother, who handles his personal affairs, told Tiana Iman intends to shut off the power. Why would you do that if let's just scratch out your soon-to-be ex-wife, your daughters are in the house. So you shut off the electricity and the water. Why? It says since then, she claims Iman hasn't paid a cent of child support or covered any of the child's expenses, including food and clothing costs. Iman, I thought you were an upstanding guy, but if all this is true, this ain't making you look good at all. It says with the water, cable, and Wi-Fi now gone, Tiana's attorney says they're concerned he's going to follow through and cut off the gas and electricity. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The Wi-Fi and a cable, that's not 100% important. Those are not things that you need to necessarily live, right? But when it comes to the water, you have to be able to take a bath, wash your clothes. If you're gonna cook certain things, you need water water for cooking, drinking, etc. Washing dishes, etc. So yeah, if he turns off the water, which is a necessity, then I'm with the attorneys. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't go one step further and said, yeah, y'all can turn off the electricity and the gas. So then they would be sitting in a cold house with no lights. Like, that is terrible. Like, I get that, okay, you two are splitting up. At this point, it's not going to be an amicable divorce, right? We can see that. That's okay. But to do anything that would affect the well-being of your children, I think that's where I'm baffled and I'm astounded, right? Because feel how you want to feel about Tiana. These are your children, sir. You're flesh and blood. I just don't know how. That's just low as dirt. So it says on top of that, Tiana claims Iman left her holding a bag of $200,000 worth of home renovations he started 3 years ago. Nigga, you can come back and finish this shit your damn self. $200,000 in renovations. In the docs, she says Iman told her his money is tied up in investments and proposed she cover the cost and he would reimburse her, but she's yet to see a penny from him. Mind you, it's not like Tiana can't afford to turn on any utilities that got shut off. She's clearly got the cash to handle that, but her attorney's court filing makes it clear this is about holding Iman accountable. Absolutely. Since their divorce is pending, Tiana's attorney points out the court put a standing order in place, meaning both parties are supposed to maintain the status quo on their home and finances until the divorce is finalized. I agree with that. I definitely agree because it's your home together, right? Just because you got your ass up and moved out, don't absolve you of any of the responsibilities around this house, especially the fact that you started up renovations on this bitch. You finna pay for them renovations, not me. Now, when it comes to the Wi-Fi, the cable, and the water, more specifically, the damn water, you can like chip in, sir. It's not. I don't know how big the home is, but my God, the water bill. Obviously, at some point, y'all both were affording it. So, sir, come on. So she wants the judge to hold him on in contempt for violating that order and also force him to start coughing up monthly child support. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said a minute ago, just because you moved out doesn't absolve you of anything. And then on top of that, these are your children with her. So just as much as she's responsible for those girls, so are you. And you need to step up and be there for your kids. Like, I just think that that's fucked up. My God. Mm-mm. You know, you can't, that's why people always say, what you see on, social media, on these television shows, you get a small glimpse into people's lives, right? Because on social media, they looked very happy on their shows, because they had a show, Tiana and Iman, right? On that show, they looked very happy together. But when the cameras go down and when when turn the phones down, you don't really know what's going on in their lives. And that's why, for me personally, when people always say, "Oh, these people are couples goals," they are not couples. No, they are not couples goals, you guys. Sorry, not for me. Wouldn't be couples goals, but hey, I hope, I actually hope the judge, goes in Tiana's favor, right? Hold him in contempt, make him liable, make him start paying his portion of the finances in the home, right? As I repeat, just because you moved out, sir, that does not absolve you of any of the financial duties in this house. So, yeah, cough up the money, sir. But that's it, you guys. I'm actually, I gotta say, I'm really sad about that. I am really sad about that. We'll pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So Gayle King, you guys. Now I will say this: I ain't the biggest fan of Gayle King, right? But I can't take away from what she's done. Like, you are Oprah's breast. She's more than just Oprah's best friend. I'm gonna say that she's more than just her best friend. But shit, being best friends with Oprah has opened up so many doors for her. I mean, so many doors, you guys know. She was at the editor-in-chief at O Magazine. She, CBS's Mornings, the show that she has with her and Charles Barkley, which I have not watched yet. But so Gayle, I mean, being Oprah's best friend, it came with a lot of perks. It came with a lot of perks. Now, child, at the good old age of 69, which Oprah just turned, happy belated birthday to Oprah, because she just turned 70. Still looks good. Looks good for 70. But I don't know where Gayle was talking about this. But a man asked her for like what, $4,000. I believe that's what it was. And they were dating. They weren't even in a serious relationship, right? They weren't in a serious relationship. So, oh, it was on the Pivot podcast. I've heard that before. Oh, my friend, one of my friend that I work with, she watches the Pivot podcast. I don't know nothing about the Pivot podcast. No shade to it. I'm not a podcast person, you guys. I don't really listen to podcasts, so that's why I don't know much about it. But so it says, Gayle said that she had been out with a guy for 2 months, and he asked her for a big favor, $4,000. She said she initially was really surprised because he made a lot of money. She felt a bit sad about it. I don't want to feel sad about shit. Why would you? No. You asking me for $4,000? Do you have a job? Well, she said he had. She said it. Uh-uh. No, no, no. You asking me for $4,000? That's pretty bold. That's very bold. Not, I mean, not $40, not $400, but you asking for $4,000, sir, and y'all have only been talking to each other for 2 months. How that is a lot of audacity right there. That is a whole hell of a lot of audacity to ask the woman for $4,000. You know, the minute that man would have uttered $4,000 to me, I would have been like that SpongeBob meme, or I would have been like Viola Davis and that SpongeBob meme, grabbed my purse, and I would have got the fuck out of there because, excuse you, you're asking me for $4,000, sir? No, it's not gonna happen. So what next? You want me to pay for the date? Well, probably so. Shit, if he asked him for 4,000 fucking dollars. So it says here, this is her quote. It says, I went on a date. I was really excited, very excited about it. She said, we'd gone out maybe 2 months, and then he said he really needed to talk to me. He wanted to have a private conversation. He said, do you think you can lend me $4,000? I'm like, oh God. So it says here, when Oprah Winfrey 70 learned of the request, her response to her best friend of decades was quite epic. You know what Oprah said? God, I would have felt better if he had asked for 40,000, King explained. I was so crushed because he was somebody who was making, six figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it's for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. I said to myself, oh God, this is just getting worse. So run that back. I'm with Oprah. I would have felt bad if the motherfucker asked for $40,000 because goddamn, you asking me for $4,000 for child support, sir? For your kid. Your kid. Not mine. Not a child that I pushed out of my body. And for a payment on some furniture, check please. Check please. Give me the check. Give me the check. Give me the check, bitch. Give me the check. Because this date is a wrap. You've got to be fucking playing with me. That's a joke, right? Some men have no shame, but all kind of audacity. No. You wouldn't get a third date from me. You wouldn't check police. Because this nigga done lost his motherfucking mind. He done lost his marbles. But that's that, you guys. Let's pause here and get into the biggest story of this week, shall we? All right, you guys. The biggest story of this week. My God, today, I don't know how long this is going to go, but we going to talk about it. So, you guys know that last week, Megan Thee Stallion released her single, Hiss, right? What'd she do that for? My God, today. My God, today. All she said was, you hoes ain't mad at Megan, y'all mad at Megan's Law. Now, Megan's Law. Let's actually talk about Megan's Law real quick, you guys. So, in a nutshell, Megan's Law is where this young girl, Megan, was, I can't say those things over here on YouTube, but y'all know, S8, right? S8 and unalived, right? And this is, a law that makes it where, men and women who have done things to children, SA, have to register as SA offenders, right? And we all know that one rapper in particular has a husband who, is a SA offender, right? That woman, my God, today, that woman Child, she went on the longest rant and tirade on Twitter and Instagram. I was just like, oh my God. One, the girl did not call you by name. She never said your name at all. She never mentioned your name. And also for me, it feels like the pink lady who what I've been calling her all week. I feel like I'll say her name here. It feels like to me with Nicki Minaj, it just felt like she knew this single was coming out, and she knew that Megan would be addressing people like Drake, Tory Lanez, maybe even herself, right? So she probably was sitting around like, okay, when is that bitch gonna put that song out? When that bitch gonna put that song out? Cause I gotta hear what that bitch gotta say about me. Cause I feel like that bitch gonna say something about me, right? She probably sitting there rocking. Like, I need to know what the fuck she gonna say, cause I gotta have a response, right? So the song came out, and like I said, that woman went from last Friday to Sunday. Technically, she was still going this week. I was like, oh my God, will somebody please do a wellness check on this woman? Will somebody please take her phone? Will somebody do something? Will Papa Bear scream and cry? My God, will somebody do something? Because this woman is looking mentally unstable, deranged as fuck. I was just like, then it was I remember last Saturday she was talking, and she was talking about the fact of she had a beat, but she couldn't get the clearance for it and all that kind of stuff. So she pushed, I think the song was supposed to come out last Saturday, but then she pushed it to last Sunday at 3 o'clock, right? Then at 3 o'clock, now I don't know if that was supposed to be Central Time, Eastern Time, or Pacific Time. I don't remember, but it was supposed to be 3 o'clock. Then it got pushed from 3 o'clock to midnight, right? And I really wanted her to stop because it was just it was honestly embarrassing. Because I was like, you're Nicki Minaj, right? You're the queen of rap, so to speak, right? And you're doing this. I find her to be someone who can't take competition. I really do feel like that. And that's the one thing that I will say when it comes to women in any industry. I hate that, especially in the rap world, right? The girls can't be cool with each other. They have to be pitted against each other. But then when it comes to her, these are my opinions, by the way. When it comes to her, either you with her or you're against her. And we know some of the girls that, kiss up to her. And it's always interesting to me because she had an issue with Lotto a few months ago, right? She had an issue with Lotto. She now has the issue with Megan, but she's worked with both of them. And it's like, so where did this animosity come from? Not that I really care, but I'm just wondering, where did the animosity come from? Because I don't understand it, to me. The only animosity, and I still don't even understand the animosity between she and Cardi. What I will say, though, for me, I do feel as if most of it could be some of it is her, but then also it could be these stands, right? The Bardi gang, the hotties. I don't know what Lotto calls her stands. I mean her fans, but it could be the stand groups as well. Another thing that I will say is Nicki Minaj's stand group. This is why I refuse to say that I'm a stan of anybody. You guys know I love Beyonce, right? But I refuse to say that I'm a stan of Beyonce because of the stigma of stan culture, right? Because it's just like, y'all are doxing people, y'all are doxing people, attacking people, harassing people, calling people on the phone, doing all this weird shit behind a woman that you don't fucking know, a woman that you're never going to meet. Like, I don't understand that stupid shit. It just makes absolutely no sense to me, right? Like, I don't get it. And I never will get it because I think it's idiotic, to be honest with you guys, right? So Nicki Minaj finally released his last Sunday, and child, when I listened to that shit one fucking time, and I was like, girl, what is this? It was like preschool rap. Then at the end of the song, I was like, is this ASMR? because she was whispering. I was like, oh my God. Now, I will say some of the barbs were like, yeah, Nikki girl, that wasn't it. Then you got someone like, yeah, girl, that was, you did that. You rocked Megan. Did she really? Because I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. Because like I said, Bigfoot was a hell to the no. Bigfoot was a big letdown. My God, my God, my God. Then on top of that, you had a few people who want to come out and speak. One person in particular who I was like, ma'am, you ain't got no room to talk about nobody because you can't even get your rap career off the ground floor. You are like a pit bull for Nicki Minaj because of that one little feature that you got from that woman, and that is Akbar V. I'm not gonna go the route of she needs to take care of her kids because everybody say that, right? What I'm gonna say about Akbar is, you talking about, you had so much to say about Megan last week, but ma'am, nobody knows you're a rapper, quote unquote, right? But nobody knows you for rap. Everybody knows you for the dumbass antics that you do, right? That's what people know you, most notably know you for, your antics. Nothing else about Akbar but her antics. And then what else happened? I was like, instead of you talking shit about Megan, how about you go get into a fucking studio and put out a hit? Do that. Then Monique Slaughter got involved. I was like, oh my God, Monique got involved. And she went for about a day or two. I was like, my God, Monique, shut up. Nobody cares about you. No, like, we're not thinking about you, Monique. Ain't nobody thought about Monique since Love and Hip Hop Hollywood ended. So Monique was talking about the fact that she was talking about the Megan's Law, right? And people like, girl, shut up. But speaking of the Megan's Law, the father is coming out because he doesn't like that it was used in a song. But I think everybody is under the same consensus that without Megan mentioning Megan's Law, nobody really knew what Megan's Law was. So it brought more light and attention to the law. So I don't understand. I mean, could he feel a way about it? Yeah. Do I think he has a case? I have no idea. But hey, you guys, and then speaking of Nicki Minaj, she is backing a guy named Ben Shapiro who is problematic as hell, with transphobic, probably every phobic that you can think of. And I'm gonna say alleged white supremacist, right? Alleged, because I don't know I don't know nothing about that man. But Nicki Minaj just didn't do herself any bit of favors this week, and I really was like, my God, sis, just sit down and shut up. Just let it go. She didn't even mention your name. She never said nothing about you, and you don't went through all of this. My God, today, girl, we got to do better. But yeah, you guys, that's all we got this week. Let me know what you guys thought about these topics in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, and until next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys be blessed, and I will see you guys later on.